Hey Collective, welcome back. So we're going to keep this spiritual train running this week, and we're going to discuss narcissism and some signs that you're being toxic to yourself. Today I want to discuss narcissism. On a spiritual level, in my opinion, all narcissists are demonic. But spiritual narcissists are the worst. And also, I'd like to discuss a few ways you're being toxic to yourself, which can attract the narcissist as well. Now, I know there's tons of content on the internet about narcissism, but this content was gathered from my own personal experience over 20 years, so hopefully you'll learn something about yourself or possibly about someone else in your life and understand what needs love and healing. Because in this new age of Aquarius, the negative, immature, mean-spirited, selfish-ass energy just ain't it. So let's start with 15 telltale signs of narcissism. 1. They're extremely entitled. 2. They need or demand attention and supply. They can't be alone. 3. They're prone to jealousy. 4. They always need to be right. 5. Never apologizes unless it benefits them. 6. They're extremely manipulative. 7. Lies, 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 and more lies. All the lies. 8. They're emotionally immature. 9. They always play the victim and feel attacked. 10. They lack self-awareness, but say that they don't. 11. Always needs to have their way. Inability to accept no for an answer. 12. They never take accountability and always put the blame on someone else. 13. They gaslight everyone in their life. 14. They are truly disrespectful. And 15. They're opportunists who use others for their own personal gain and to get ahead. Now I want to discuss something called narcissist weakness. 1. They're dependent on other people's validation and energy supply. In order to feel energized, just like a true vampire, they need to feed on you and your energy. Ugh. 2. Unable to truly empathize. 3. They have extremely fragile egos and are very easily offended. 4. They're very insecure, but they hide it well. 5. They're chronically bored, and anything new is short-lived. 6. They're 100% unable to self-reflect on their own weaknesses to improve themselves. 7. They're extremely jealous, envious, and always in competition with others. Next up is a bonus. I'm going to give you some other weird, random narc behaviors that most people don't speak about. 1. They value the opinions of others over their spouse or family. They may ask for advice, but usually does the exact opposite. 2. They're prone to conspiracy theories. 3. They admire totalitarian leaders. Mine used to fall asleep to Hitler and 9/11 documentaries. 4. Never answering questions directly. If I had $1 for how many times I said, "That doesn't answer my question," for over 20 years, I'd be rich. 5. They literally will rewrite history to go in their favor. They will gaslight entire communities or families if they have to. 6. They project everything they think and do onto others. 7. They're either too involved or not involved at all when you need help. 8. They patronize your opinion. 9. They love to tell you how you feel. 10. They will do things for others but expect something in return or a ton of praise. 11. They have a reputation for being the nice guy, and that reputation is everything to them. And 12. Triangulation. They thrive off of disharmony. They actively work to create division among people. They get a twisted high off of revealing other people's secrets, private business, and will spread gossip and misinformation to create alliances. This can also be called narcissistic false witness. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some narcissistic temper tantrum triggers. They will fly off the handle if 1, you tell them no, 2, they're in the presence of someone who either has more money, a higher status, or appears better than them in any way, and this includes partners. They will even try to take on this person's mannerisms, speech, or appearance. 3, they don't get what they want. 4, they lose control of their victim. 5, someone tells them the truth. 6, they lose their grade A supply. 7, when they're ignored. 8, someone doesn't agree with them. 9, anyone rejects them or leaves them. Whee! This one. 10, they're criticized. 11, if you go against them in any way. 12, if you prove them wrong. 13, or when they're exposed in any way. Narcissists are extremely immature. They are emotionally immature, sexually immature, financially immature, and socially immature. They are stuck at the point in childhood where the injury or trauma happened to them. They play games in relationships and are unable to engage in healthy communication. They may have good careers and appear highly functional. They should literally be paid actors for how well they can fake it to the outside world. But they are extremely immature, stunted individuals. So let's talk about traits of someone who is not safe. 1, they listen to interject, to counter. 2, they gaslight, minimizing others' realities, pain, and struggles. 3, lack of empathy and shifts blame onto others. 4, shuts down uncomfortable, difficult conversations. 5, shares confidential information, pillow talks, triangulates others. 6, fails to own mistakes, reacts with defensiveness, bullies others and their partners. 7, empty words without actions. 8, shifts conversations to center themselves and their feelings. So, Sara, I think I have someone in my life like this. How do I get out? This is a very complex process to leave a narcissist, I won't lie, but there are ways, and I'll give you a few. 1, play along. Don't give the narc room to adjust their manipulation tactics. Play stupid and pretend you completely believe them. Use this time to document their behavior. Save money any way you can. And start making a plan to get away and keep it private. 2, remain indifferent. If you have to remain in this situation for whatever reason, or until you can execute your exit, act indifferent to their behavior. Narcs want to use all of your emotion against you. They live for it. It's how they harvest your energy and keep you drained. If you don't give them anything to work with, they'll seek their fix elsewhere. If they can be an actor, you can be a better one. Keep your mental health intact at all costs. 3, find support. Be careful who you trust, especially if you have mutuals, but try to find someone who you can confide in and isn't afraid to support and help you. 4, once you're out, block this person on all socials and go no contact. It's the only way you can truly heal, and don't look back. Block all mutuals and anyone who can report back anything about you. Disappear. The truth is simple. The only way to truly turn the tables on any type of narcissist is to cut them off completely. If they had any real intent of changing, they would have done so already. The narc will not suddenly see things your way. If they ever do, it will be for a fleeting moment or to get their way, to use against you later. And even with therapy, the narc rarely ever truly changes. On a personal healing note, I want you to know there is no shame in not achieving certain goals by a certain age. Everyone heals at their own pace. Healing is a steady, constant state. When I left my 20-year emotionally abusive relationship, it was like a heavy, wet blanket of oppression was lifted off of me. But I had a lot of thoughts of how much time I had wasted giving so much of me to someone who didn't appreciate it or deserve it. But time is linear, right? And healing is on that same timeline. Everyone awakens at different ages in life. It's all about when the universe deems certain and enough lessons learned. Take accountability for your actions and your part in how you got to where you are. Own it. The journey is dark and light, ups and downs, and a bit of a roller coaster ride. So let's be real with ourselves. Here are some telltale signs you're being toxic to yourself. 1. You pay too much attention to what other people think of you. 2. You take too much responsibility for the well-being of others. 3. Settling for less. And this goes for multiple areas of your life, like love, work, or money. Know your worth and stand on it. 4. Not trusting yourself or your instincts. 5. Needing to constantly justify or over-explain yourself to others. 6. Comparing yourself to others or feeling ashamed of your imperfections. Love yourself first and foremost. 7. Not standing up for yourself, allowing others to walk all over you. The days of being a doormat are over. 8. Not taking care of your body and feeling bad for pampering it. It's time to pour all that energy you gave them back into you. 9. Letting people in your life pull you down to their level to fit in or feel a part of something. 10. Not knowing your boundaries or communicating them at the right time. Stand for something, or you'll fall for anything. Also, if you were neglected in childhood, like me, here are some ways that can show up in adulthood. 1. You put up with being hurt in the name of love. 2. You attract emotionally unavailable partners. 3. You tolerate abuse in order to avoid rejection. 4. You sacrifice personal values to fit in. 5. Feeling responsible for other people's happiness. 6. And lastly, suffering in silence due to hyper-independence. Now, I'm not calling you out. If you do any of this, it just means there's room for healing. And I just want to call attention to these behaviors because narcissists prey on these traits in others. So, friends, time to learn the art of detachment. 1. Observe. Let people be who they want to be and do what they want to do. Let their actions show you exactly who they are, and don't lower your standards for anyone. We don't chase weak-ass, immature, egotistical humans. We attract empowered, confident partners who know what they want and go after it. 2. Trust. Trust that rejection is always a redirection to something bigger and better. Their loss. Keep it pushing. 3. Know. Know some people are catalysts to help you learn, heal, and grow. They're not meant to be in your life long term. 4. And finally, here's the simple truth, and one of the hardest lessons to learn. The only person you can change is yourself. Focus only on what you can control, and that is your actions, your emotions, your healing, and your growth. Become the person you want to attract. Save yourself some frustration and learn to stop trying to change others. Stop trying to get others to understand your emotions and why you deserve to be treated better. Focus instead on changing your own faults. And I promise, the right one will show up, and you'll find yourself living a happier, healthier, more peaceful life. Until next time, friends, keep healing. See ya.